Welcome back. So this is the last part I'd like to show you. One more example. In this example, the graph is not there. Instead, the equation is there, 4x squared plus 8x plus 3. So using this link here, the graphing calculator, we will be able to provide ourselves what the graph is going to look like and then be able to answer the questions that we need, interpreting the information from the equation and getting the needed data that we need. So let's click on this link here. This link, when you click on it, will open up here. I already pulled up the keyboard here. The keyboard more than likely is not there for you. It's more than likely hidden down here. So there would be an up arrow. If you hit the up arrow, you will see this appear. So let us type in the equation again that we need, 4x squared plus 8x plus 3. So we're going to type in 4x. To get the squared, we're going to come down here to where a is to the second power. There it is. We're going to type in plus 8x and plus 3. I'm going to notice as soon as we do that, the graph is going to appear for us. Very nice. It even gives us the dots. It even, when you hover on the dot, is going to give you information, and that information is going to be very helpful answering the information that we need. So when we flip back, the first thing that it asks for here is the axis of symmetry. Reminder that the axis of symmetry tells us where this graph is divided in half, the left side and the right side. And if I were to draw this line down here, you can see that the left side here, the right side here is divided in half. This basically acts as a mirror, so it shows the reflection on one side and the other side. So this line here that I just drew represents -1, and that is going to be the answer of what we're looking for here, axis symmetry. So what is the line that's going to divide? It's going to be -1. Vertex, since our graph opens up, the vertex is going to be at the bottom. So that's located here. If I were to go back and hover on that area, it should tell us that that area is -1, -1. So that is what we're going to put in here, -1, -1. That is the exact location. That is the ordered pair for where the bottommost part of the parabola, that U shape, is. Now we're looking for the x-intercept, also known as solutions, also known as the roots or zero. So when we're coming back to our graph, that is the parts where it is going to cross the x. So when we come to that, if we're able to erase everything that's here, when we hover over these parts, the graph will show us and tell us what these values happen to be. So this is -1.5 is the first one, and then our second one's going to be at -0.5. So -1.5 is going to be one of our answers here. -1.5 is one of the solutions, and then the other one's going to be -0.5. Now we're looking for the y-intercept. That's where this crosses the y. So when we look, the y is located here. This is the y, and it crosses right there. When I click back in my box, the dot is there. That's going to be at 0, 3. So 3 is the y value. So when we fill this in, where does it cross? It's going to cross here at 3. As we go back and take a look, that happens to be at 3, halfway between 2 and 4. Last things that we need then are domain and range. Domain, again, is all the values that the x can be. Again, the x is the one that is running this way. This is the x. It's the one that's running left and right. It is the one that is horizontal. Vertical one is the y. That's the one going up and down. So x can be, and it's nice we can actually see it here, x can be any number, because as we scroll up, you can tell that this graph is just going to expand and expand and expand. So it can be any number. So as we come back down to the bottom and we fill in our information, this, like before, it can be any number. So I'm just going to write down any, and I'm going to abbreviate number just to save some time, N-U-M for number. And then the last thing here, the range, is the y. That's what the y can be. So as we look, here again is the bottom. Nothing is going below this bottom. So the lowest number that it can be, as we talked about, is -1, and it goes anything up. So -1 and bigger. So as we're going to write this, the y is going to be equal to or greater than -1. So it can be -1 or any number greater than that. Hope that makes sense. If not, please reach out to me. Thanks for watching, and I hope you're doing well. Thanks.